Hello and welcome. You're watching Shaw TV. My name is Leanne Evans and I am sitting here with Nelly Furtado, who's on tour right now in Medicine Hat. So thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Hello.
Welcome to Medicine Hat. Is this your first time being here?
It is my first time in Medicine Hat, and we're touring Canada in the midst of winter, and it's amazing. I feel so Canadian. It's cold. We were around, checking out the city already today, and it's beautiful out here, and the air is fresh.
Yeah, it's very snowy today, that's for sure. So tell me a little bit about your tour.
It's called the Spirit Indestructible Tour. Touring around the world. Started it off in Canada, in my hometown, Victoria. And geez, it's my first Canadian tour in about 6-7 years. So it's exciting. It's the new music is very energetic, so it blends really well with a lot of my older material, and it's a fusion of everything, and it's a lot of fun.
So tell me about your new album that was released in September.
The new release is called The Spirit Indestructible, and a lot of it's just a very positive sort of rush of adrenaline, and just the songs are really inspired. I got into this writing frenzy and still on that wave, actually, feeling very creative. I had a really great sort of, I guess, awakening a couple of years ago when I started working with Free the Children and traveling to Kenya and Africa. And they're actually at all my shows doing a pop-up store selling all these sustainable goods in support of the school that I support in Kenya called Oleshwa. So I don't know, there's just a fluid sort of positivity theme running through the album, but it's got the fun beats and rhythms people expect from me, and it's eclectic as usual.
Exactly. So what inspired you to get back into the studio and write this one?
Basically just life, I've made music since I was little, and it's my main mode of expression. Sometimes I don't understand what's going on in my life until I write a song about it. So yeah, it's continuing on that road of artistry and changing and morphing, and it's, I called it The Spirit Indestructible because I've just met a lot of people, over the last few years that really feel like they have that indestructible spirit, and I think we all do, so I wanted to kind of pay homage to that. I think we're in a great time in the world right now where there's a lot of change happening, and kind of wanted to capture that on the record.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about Free the Children.
Sure. Free the Children was started by Craig and Mark Kilberger when Craig was only 12 years old, and he started it in his little school with 12 of his peers. And then, now there's millions of people working across the world sort of with Free the Children. And they build schools, and they're all about education. They also build curriculum programs for North American children and in the UK actually as well, teaching them how to become global citizens and to engage in the world around them, and inspiring everybody to make a difference in their own communities, or on their street, or across the water, across the pond, across the globe, whatever it is. So one of the biggest events they throw is called We Day, and it's a bunch of kids all coming together to celebrate this idea of being global citizens. But it's kind of like a rock show meets a pep rally. It's very unique. So anyway, when I went on my first trip with them, I was awed. I said, wow, this is so amazing. This is change in action. And the people I met over there, too, were just so amazing, and such a sense of community. So anyway, it's been inspiring, to say the least.
Yeah, it's been a good experience to do it all.
Very, very good.
Now that you're back on tour, what's it like? What's your favorite thing about touring?
Now that I'm back on tour, I like the sense of family, that we travel with dozens of people. And we travel in a couple of different tour buses, and there's a truck, and there's, all the technical aspects of the show, and then there's the musical aspects, and then there's people that help with production, there's the vision, there's the lighting. So it's quite a team, and I like seeing it all come together, and there's a real sense of community that comes out of people working together every night in a different city, in a different venue. A lot of challenges each night, and it's a lot of problem solving and brainstorming. So it's quite creative just being on the road. It's one thing you create the show, but then executing every night is very creative. I like the different crowds every night. You don't know what the energy is going to be like in the crowd, and I like that challenge of having to kind of harness the energy. You have to kind of be like bit of a sorcerer up there, or sorceress, I guess you can say, and because it's different every night. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly. So, you've been doing this for a very long time. Has it helped you grow in, being on these tours?
I guess so, yeah, over the years. I mean, this will be like my 13th year as like a performer, a touring circus performer, and I still don't know how to walk on a tightrope, but maybe I'll learn. And yeah, it's a balancing act, I guess. Just staying like healthy on the road is really essential. So over the years, yeah, you kind of become like a reptile, and you kind of you just know what to do. You become a road dog. And I take plenty of really big, long breaks in between so that I have energy to even do it, because you know, it's tiring, to say the least. Yeah, and I never quite get used to being on the road, but I do have fun when I do it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have to have fun with it. So what's your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform would be, lately is a new song called Bucket List, which is a brand new song from a new album, which is all about the idea of a bucket list, why one would write a bucket list. And it crossed my mind that if you kind of put off love and you put it at the end of your bucket list, then all those other adventurous things you might have done might not be worth it, you know? So I like that idea. So that's sort of the theme I play with on that song. It has a lot of energy, and people share their bucket lists. They write their bucket list when they come in the show, and then I read some of them. It's a nice moment.
So what would you say is on your bucket list that you haven't done yet?
One of them is riding in a hot air balloon. I've always wanted to do that. I just like it. It seems really romantic. I also want to travel to some places. Like I'd love to go to Alaska. I'd love to go to Iceland. Maybe Antarctica, cold places for some reason.
Well, they're different, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you're not on tour, what are some of the things that you love to do?
When I'm not on tour, geez, I'm pretty normal. I mean, I'm into arts. Like, I like going to an art gallery. We're in an art gallery right now, so I gotta walk around, I think, later. But I like going to see, you know, performances, whether it's an actual musical concert or a dance show, whatever it may be, or watch a movie, you know, cooking, baking, just hanging out.
Exactly. So what can people expect to see at your shows?
From my show, just lots of great songs. I mean, it's been 13 years, so I've got a lot of songs. And I just play them all. And everybody sings along, and we wave our hands and jump around, we dance. There's a little bit of everything. But it's geared towards the theater. It's a theater show, so it's quite musical and intimate.
Good, and you just like to have a lot of fun on it, right?
Yeah, we just have a blast and enjoy the music.
All right, so what can we look forward to seeing in the future from you?
Just more recording. I've already started my Spanish follow-up to my 2009 release, Mi Plan. And I've also started my English follow-up already. I've started recording kind of slowly. So one thing I'd mention is that Dylan Murray, who is sort of my first official signing to my own imprint called Nelstar Records. He's an artist from Toronto, and his album just came out a week ago. It's called Inspiration. And if you like singer-songwriters, check it out. He's opening my whole tour. So, and you can also see him opening. And you can also see Jessica Tyler opening for him. So it's a family event.
Yeah, so how is it working with them and being on tour with Jessica and Dylan?
I love it because this is sort of their first sort of Canadian tour, like in a bus sort of thing. And they're having a lot of fun, and everything is new. And for me too, just like, I mean, I started working with Dylan because I just loved his music so much, and I really loved him as a person. He's a really pure artist, and nowadays, you know, it's hard to find that. And so he's really like the real McCoy, so I like being around his energy. It's very humbling.
All right, so is there anything else that you'd like to add? Or?
No, I think we're good.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching here on Shaw TV. We'll see you next time.